this is Dave White sitting in for Tom O'Brien. He was off on vacation all week. He will be back Monday, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. As we go through the wrap-up of the markets, the S&P was up 20 points today, 1978.22 for the close. Volume picked up kind of toward the end of the day, but still lighter than the huge down move yesterday. When we look at the NASDAQ, it was up 68 points, closed out at 4432, and the Dow Jones closed at an even number, 17,100, up 123 points to close out the day. Of course, today is options expiration day. You see a little bit more volatility, and I have a feeling that there were a lot of option market makers looking to push this market back up and try to get the close that they expected on Wednesday that they thought they would have. So maybe I'm looking for maybe a little weakness come Monday when the hangover for the push today probably pulls back. Not a whole lot, but probably a little bit. And, of course, shugging off any kind of concerns that no matter what happens, the market is only going to go up. We can allow one day down, but that's about it for the market. But next week we get into a full rout of earnings, and as we talk about those, not much really to speak of on Monday, so I think we're probably going to have a little pullback on Monday. Then Tuesday we get into Apple, Microsoft, United Technologies, VMware, and Xilinx. But, of course, Apple and Microsoft probably going to be the ones that truly move the market. When we get into Wednesday, we're looking at Delta Airlines, EMC, FFIV, Flowserve, FCX, Qualcomm, Tractor Supply. Then Thursday, we look at 3M, Altera, Baidu, Caterpillar, Deckers, Dunkin' Donuts, Ford and General Motors. Those are almost always in the morning. HomeAway, we'll get a little reading from that one on how well rental properties are doing. Clack, another one that goes with Click, K-L-I-C. Pandora, Starbucks, and Visa. And just maybe about two that have any kind of meaning on next Friday: Slab, Silicon Laboratories, and Tyco, the big conglomerate. So we're going to be going into yet another busy week next week. A lot of these stocks, like Microsoft, probably priced for perfection. And so maybe you have a little upside. My guess is you have a little bit of downside. There's a lot of gaps to be filled under those, not too much farther underneath it. But I think there's a lot of push out there. We're going to be talking about some of the things pushing some of those different stocks. Right now, where did Apple close at? Apple closed at $94.37, up $1.28. And let's see, do I have Microsoft on my list here? I do not. I'll put that in right now, MSFT. But earlier today we were looking at Intel. Microsoft's up 18 cents, $44.71. A lot of good news baked into these. So I would say if they surprise, you're probably looking at a very tiny amount higher, and certainly looking at a lot lower if they disappoint. But my guess is they're probably going to come in fairly much in line, but it's going to be one of the sell the news things because just about all the good news has been in these. Google had been rather quiet, and their earnings came not as a surprise, but as a welcome addition to pretty much what we knew about Google already. Now, when we look at the broad markets, of course, it was expiration today. We saw a bevy of upgrades in the morning. It looked to me, like I said, a little bit of self-serving out here, probably to get the stocks back up to a level where the option market makers weren't going to get as hurt as bad as they were yesterday. So we'll probably see a little back and fill, I think, on Monday. Then we're going to get into those earnings on Tuesday and really start firing it up. Again, I said we're going to have a slight change here at the TFNN.com home. And since it's going to start on Monday, I want to bring it up right now. The Tom O'Brien Show, normally between 4 and 6 Eastern Time, is moving to 3 to 5 every day. That's going to give Tom 1 hour of active markets to discuss before he does the wrap-up in the 4 o'clock hour. We also have a brand new show starting at 8 a.m. Normally our broadcast day started at 9 with Steve Rhodes. We're going to be looking at that 8 a.m. holding the Global Market Pulse with John Logan. And, of course, we've got one other move since Tom's moving an hour earlier. Andy Heck is going to the 5 to 6 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday slot for your commodities fix. And he'll probably like it, too, because he's out there in Las Vegas and gets to hang out just a little bit more into the average day himself. So we've got some other changes coming also, but that's kind of the highlights. So just remember that you're going to get a little bit earlier taste of Tom O'Brien at 3 p.m. Eastern Time starting next week live. As we get into the rest, or normally on Fridays, I come in and do the Tech Insider Hour with Tom O'Brien. So it's going to be me flying solo with you today, and I appreciate you all listening. On our first story for today, if you haven't caught this, Kindle and Amazon are going to be offering a new service. We've seen this in music where, you basically pay $10 or Netflix. You pay $10 and get to watch all you can stand. Kindle is doing a $9.99 per month deal where you'll be able to access up to 600,000 Kindle ebooks and thousands of audiobooks. Haven't actually seen that. I'm more of an audiobook listener. I like to listen to them as I go to bed. Access includes bestsellers like the Lords of the Rings trilogy and Harry Potter series. But it comes with an Audible membership. It's unclear about how many of these are going to be on Audible books. But to me, that would be the big selling point because I like those books on audio, listening to them as I go to sleep each night. But I think that's, after having Netflix for a while, maybe $10 a month for all you could read. Probably a pretty good deal, I would think. In the meantime, if you have a broad brush question to ask in the technology sector, you can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. And, or if you're in the den, you can always post a message to me there. But I don't know, more Amazon. Probably the biggest thing I would worry about Amazon in most of the things they're doing is the potential for an antitrust case. They certainly look like they're consolidating a great deal of the ebook business. And, of course, if you haven't been paying attention to it, a big fight and dust up with companies in the book publishing business also with a company called Hachette. And basically what they did over the last week is tell people, or tell publishers, not publishers, writers, that they would give them 100% of whatever they sold, why they were having the issues with their publishers. But I think that really continues to kind of suck Amazon in to maybe that inner ring where they may start running afoul of the antitrust folks. So I'd always, for the risks out here for Amazon, I think they're getting dangerously close to becoming that monopoly power that maybe Microsoft had in the 1999 that caused the, of course, ruling that really put Microsoft on the sidelines for about 10 years. We had a lot of earnings this week, and we're going to talk about a few of them. Yahoo did come out, and it went down. One of those companies, if you've caught my daily show, I've talked about at length, mostly because they've been buying a lot of different companies. They went down, but there's a little bit more to it out there. Probably the big headline out here is that their search market is now under 10%. Bing's starting to take that away, becoming a smaller company, not a bigger company. But there's some other stuff going on. We'll be back in just a minute.